It's not personal, Sonny. It's strictly business. A lawyer with his briefcase can steal more than 100 men with guns. A man who doesn't spend time with his family can never be a real man. Oh, Godfather, my voice is weak. It's weak, and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. You can act like a man. Welcome to the Spinoso podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alex Spinoso. And my experience and expertise is in scaling all types of medical businesses to 7, 8, and even 9 figures. And I'm sharing my journey with you. This isn't a podcast telling you you should do this. I'm just telling you how I did this. I want to help you build your business, take ownership of your life, and become a better leader at home and at work. And everyone, I'd love to connect with you, especially if you're a medical entrepreneur. I have a ton of free courses available at dralexspinoso.com/courses. You can also connect with me on Instagram, Dr. Alex Spinoso. All right, so today we're going to dive into one of my favorite film series of all time. And if you've been following me, you know which one I'm talking about. The Godfather. Now, I don't want to get too stereotypical on you here, but I come from a very Italian family. And to be honest, The Godfather isn't just a movie. It's like a family Bible. You know, the one they pull out at Thanksgiving when everyone's quoting lines, and you end up realizing the wisdom goes far beyond the crime scenes. But The Godfather isn't just about crime or family dinners. It's actually a masterclass in leadership, loyalty, business, and strategy. And if you're an entrepreneur, there's so much to unpack and apply to how you run your business. Today, I'm going to break down 3 key lessons from the Godfather movies that can help you crush it as an entrepreneur and an overachiever. So here we go. Lesson number 1, it's not personal. It's not personal, Sonny. It's strictly business. You've heard this line before. It's iconic. Michael Corleone says it to his brother, Sonny, in the first movie, and it's a lesson every entrepreneur needs to hear. Michael is explaining to Sonny that sometimes in order to survive, you gotta make tough choices. Decisions that might feel personal, but really, they're just business moves. He says, it's not personal, Sonny. It's strictly business. Let me break this down for you. When you're running a business, you're going to have to make decisions that sting and burn. Maybe it's parting ways with a longtime employee, a vendor, or even a business partner. Maybe it's cutting ties with a client who's been with you since day one, but they're holding back your growth. As much as you might feel bad about it, you can't let emotions run your business. At the end of the day, you're running an organization, not a therapy session. I've told people this 1,000 times. If you want to be successful in business, you've got to operate on facts, not feelings. Listen, it ain't easy. If it were super easy for you, I'd say you don't have a soul. But I've had to make some tough calls myself. There was one situation where I had to fire someone I genuinely liked, someone I'd worked with for years. But the truth was they weren't pulling their weight as the company scaled. Actually, they had gotten into a rut and their job performance was counterproductive to success in the company. And I had to make a decision that was best for the future of the business. So they got axed. It hurt. I actually got emotional about it. I still do. I knew I did the right thing, but I still felt like shit. But it didn't really matter how I felt. I had to remind myself it's not personal, it's strictly business. Entrepreneurs, look, emotions are real, but you've got to check them at the door when it comes to making critical decisions. Do what's best for the business always. Lesson number 2. A lawyer with his briefcase can steal more than 100 men with guns. Now, this one is often overlooked, but it's one of the best lines in the entire series. And for entrepreneurs, it holds a golden nugget of truth. Don Vito Corleone says this line in the first Godfather movie, and what he's talking about is the power of leverage. Look, business isn't about brute force or bullying your way through the competition. It's about strategy. It's about using your mind and your resources to get ahead. In today's world, leverage isn't just physical force. It's the intellectual force you bring to the table. It's your team, your network, and the professionals who can navigate legal, financial, and strategic situations on your behalf. The lawyer in this metaphor, well, he's the person who can work the system, negotiate deals, and help you close contracts that set you up for success. Entrepreneurs, they need leverage, and that leverage comes in the form of professionals who know the game. That may be your lawyer, it might be your accountant, it might be your business consultant, your performance coach, or it might be the marketing genius who turns your leads into customers. There's a story in my own journey that really hits home for this lesson. Early on, I thought I could handle all the details myself. Contracts, negotiations, tax filings. Hell, I figured I was smart enough to do it all. But the truth is, no one gets to the top alone. And the moment I brought in the right professionals, things started scaling exponentially. I learned that having a killer lawyer on my team was worth way more than 1,000 hours of me trying to do everything myself. Moral of the story, use your leverage. Don't try and do it all alone. Lesson number 3. A man who doesn't spend time with his family can never be a real man. This line from Don Vito Corleone hits me every time I hear it. It's from the first Godfather movie, and honestly, it's a philosophy I carry with me, or at least try and carry to this day. As entrepreneurs, we're driven. We're out here hustling, grinding, putting in the work to build something massive. But let's be honest, it's easy to get caught up in the grind and forget what's most important: your family. In The Godfather, Vito is a powerful man. He runs a massive empire, but through it all, he never loses sight of his family. And he's right. All the success in the world doesn't mean a damn thing if you lose the people who matter most. If I scale a business to 9 figures, but so criminally neglect my kids that they become love-starved juvenile delinquents or drug-addicted, traumatized head cases, then I'm a fucking idiot. And more specifically, I'm a fucking loser, no matter how much I have in the bank. I'm not judging myself, and I'm not judging you. The truth is the truth, and it's a hard truth. Entrepreneurship is demanding. It is very easy to get preoccupied with it to the point of obsession. And the thing is, if you have incredibly high standards, if you are possessed by a desire and drive to build something big and do something great, you'll lose sight from time to time. You'll get off the rails. But you've got to do your best to make sure those seasons of life and business are the exception, not the rule. There will be times you sacrifice time spent together, but you can't sacrifice your family completely. You can't sacrifice your family for the sake of your business. Make time for them. Be there as much as you possibly can, because at the end of the day, they are your real legacy. All right, so we've covered some serious ground today. We've talked about making tough business decisions, using leverage to get ahead, and never losing sight of your family. There's another moment from The Godfather that ties all of this together. It's near the end of the first movie. Don Vito Corleone is sitting in the garden with his son, Michael. He's older, slower, reflecting on his life. And in this scene, he says something that I think every entrepreneur should remember. He tells Michael, "I worked my whole life. I don't apologize to take care of my family. And I refused to be a fool, dancing on a string, held by all those big shots. I don't apologize. That's my life." This line is powerful because it's a reminder that we work hard to take care of the people who we love. But we also need to be smart about how we operate in business. We need to take control of our destiny, stay loyal to our principles, and never forget the real reason we're grinding so hard. So as you go out there and build your empire, remember these lessons from The Godfather. Make tough decisions without letting emotions run the show. Use your leverage, your professionals, your network to get ahead, And never lose sight of the family and loved ones who are your true foundation. Let me wrap this up by turning your attention to a great scene in The Godfather. Johnny Fonte is sitting in the Godfather's office and he's discussing his problems with the Godfather. He's in entertainment and he's having career challenges and he wants the Godfather, Don Corleone, to pull strings for him with a studio. He says, "Oh, Godfather, my voice is weak. It's weak and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do." All of a sudden, Don Corleone rises from his chair and gives Fontaine a savage shake. And he yells, "You can act like a man." And then he slaps the fuck out of him. And that's what we need to do in business and in life a lot. When things aren't going well for us in business, when business and life is a shit show, we need to stop saying, "I don't know what to do." I don't know what to do. And we need to shake ourselves and slap the fuck out of ourselves and say, "I can act like a man."